Things you will do when learning mathematics. Integrate inverse sine of x.
Integration by parts allows us to integrate inverse sine of x. So we've done this before, so I require you to know that when you differentiate inverse sine of x, it will give you this thing here, 1 over root 1 minus x squared. I require you to already know this. So for us to integrate this, imagine it as being a 1 times inverse sine of x. So set v prime to be 1. So if v prime equals 1, then v must be x. If u equals this inverse, then u prime must be this thing here. So now we can just follow this formula. Get u times v. Remember, v is x, and u is simply inverse sine of x. And then take away, and then u prime times v. So that, remember, v is x times u prime. That will then give us this. So now it's just a matter of us integrating this. This turns out to be easy to integrate because rewrite this as being 1 minus x squared to the power of negative a half. So for you to integrate this, you should realize that this is easy to integrate because this is near enough the derivative of x squared. Because when you differentiate x squared, it will give you 2x. So this x will give you this x here. So for example, if you were to integrate this, you have to think of something in such a way that when you differentiate it, it gives you this thing here. And it's always going to be 1 notch higher than this. So make this to be your initial guess. So integrate this, make this to be your initial guess, 1 notch higher. So hang on, 1 notch higher. At the moment it's negative a half, so 1 notch higher will be a half. So now when you differentiate this, the half comes down, the bubble stays the same, the power gets minus by 1, and then you times the derivative of the bubble itself, which would be negative 2x. So now when you tidy this thing up, you've got to think about this, but your eyes are zooming to this thing here. This is a negative square root, so I'm going to turn this into 1 over root 1 minus x squared. This is a half here, and then you times negative 2x here. The two 2's will cancel each other out. So you've got negative, the x gets multiplied to the top. So if you were to tidy this up, it would then give you this 1 minus. So notice that this thing here is exactly near, well, apart from the minus, everything would be the same. You don't want this minus here. So you would go back to your initial guess and stick a minus in front of it. Now when you differentiate it, the minus will disappear. So in effect, to integrate this, it gives you this. So the final answer would be this thing, hang on, it would be this thing, x sine, inverse sine of x, minus, now when you integrate this, it will give you this thing here. A minus and a minus, it would be a plus. So it would be plus this thing here. So that would be root 1 minus x squared plus c. This is your final answer. Okay?